Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. So I did this live with G-Man and we talked about the Fury weight and particularly the Usyk weight of 233. Then immediately afterwards I made a video saying 233, I don't believe it. You know, he's got bling on and probably weights in his jeans and all this. No sooner had I stuck that video out, it gets announced that actually Usyk is not 233. He weighed in at 223 pounds and it was incorrectly announced by Michael Buffer. There was a commotion and he misheard or whatever, you know. It's easily done, but pick a time to do it, you know what I mean? So Usyk is actually weighed in at 223 pounds. Now, of course, I thought he might come in at 225, 226. But I made the point during G-Man's live and also in a couple of previous videos that G-Man and I talked about this, that you know, that crucifix he had on, which may have weighed a pound or two, I don't know what it was made of, and you know, possibly his jeans, he had stuff in his jeans. I think he might be under 220 if you take all the you know, excess baggage off. If he weighed in totally naked, he'd probably be like 218, 219. That wouldn't surprise me, and that's fine. Because Usyk, by today's land of the giants, is not a massive heavyweight. He's a smaller heavyweight, but still a big man, 6'3", and you know, whatever. But 220, 218, 220, that's fine for him. And Fury at 262, I mean, don't forget, he outweighed Wilder 3 times. I know Wilder's not Usyk, totally different fighter, far less skills, but does hit harder. Fury faced Wilder 3 times, and Wilder, in terms of natural weight, I know he came in the late 230s, Wilder, for a couple of those fights, but really he's about 50 pounds in natural weight lighter than Fury, and he still gave Fury a couple of good fights. You know, he pinched a draw, which I thought Fury won, and, you know. So I don't think, once you get to a certain level, I mean, I don't think weight is that big a deal. I said this on G-Man's live, you know, I don't think it's that big a deal. And I think Usyk he is intelligent enough and his team are good enough, they're experienced enough, vastly experienced, to say we have certain skills and we're going to use those skills regardless of weight, regardless of what Fury does, we're going to emphasize our skills. I always remember years ago when I was a kid, I mean, I'm going back 45 years, and I followed football. I was a big Arsenal fan because I'm from North London. And there was a striker called Malcolm McDonald in the 70s who was a very good striker. Used to play for Newcastle, played for Arsenal, once played for England and scored, I think, 5 goals in a 5-0 win over Cyprus. And he was interviewed once, and it's always stuck in my mind. They said to him, well, how come you're all right foot? What about your left foot? You never score goals with your left foot. And he said, I'm not interested. My right foot is what gets me the goal. So I concentrate on strengthening my right foot game. People say I've got no left foot. Who cares? You know, people say you should work on your left foot, not at the expense of negating work on my right foot. So I think in terms of boxing, you need to do that. You need to have that attitude. I'm not interested in what you're good at. I'll look at it and I'll try to negate it, but I'll use my skills. I won't come in overweight. I won't bulk up. I won't try and be something I'm not. I won't try and be a puncher when I'm a counter puncher, essentially a natural counter puncher. You know, I won't stand and slug when I can use my feet. You know, I will emphasize my skills and take you to school. And I think that's probably what Usyk is going to try and do. Fury, 262. If he's behind on points, he'll probably maybe bend the rules a bit, get hold of Usyk, try to out-muscle him, try to hang on. But he didn't, G-Man commented on this, he didn't look to me on the scales like he was physically strong. Of course, he's a 6'9" bloke, so he's physically strong, but it didn't look like he'd lost the weight and his body had adapted to the point where he had all his physical strength back. That's what I mean. So he's going to probably try and put those octopus arms around Usyk, maybe try and, you know, wear him out a little bit if he's behind on points, and it might work. He did it with Steve Cunningham, but Steve Cunningham's not Oleksandr Usyk. He's not even as big as Oleksandr Usyk. So anyway, I'm digressing here, but it's 223 for Oleksandr Usyk, not 233. And yeah, you know, I can't wait for this fight. I think it's finally here. I finally believe that it's actually going to happen. Am I tempting fate? You tell me. Anyway, comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button. And I will, of course, read your comments and speak to you later. Bye for now.